ribbon represents all the history of HIV, all the people that have come before me and all the people that fought for my right to exist.
A few years ago wasn't so open about my HIV status. I saw someone with a red ribbon and I sort of felt this joy. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, this is so good to see, and it's that, that ability to be visible and know that maybe you're helping someone else out.
This campaign is really important for me because I never expected that I would be someone living with HIV, and I think that is why I myself have become quite vocal around my status, because it just proves that what's happened to me could happen to anybody. And in my early days, before I decided to be public with my HIV status, there were so many people in my life that had no idea I was diagnosed with HIV, that I was going through any trouble or hardship with my status. And I think that any awareness and representation that we can bring around HIV is just incredibly important, because, like I said, anybody can be going through something like this, and it's just so important to stick together.
I feel this campaign is important because it's not just about a ribbon, it's not just about living with HIV, it's so much bigger than that. It's about humanity, it's about being compassionate, and it's about really fighting for rights and fighting for visibility. It goes deeper than what I think a lot of people see it as, and that's why it's so important.
Basically, I've been living with HIV for over 40 years. You can live a very good life, and I think we need your pennies, we need your pounds to help change people's attitudes and support people when they are newly diagnosed with the best information possible and the best support.
HIV is an important issue in 2022 and has been since the pandemic started. It will continue to be an important issue until we have either a cure or no new infections.
There is just so much we still need to do around HIV. The stigma around HIV is still so incredibly prevalent. When I access healthcare, I often face prejudice and stigma and discrimination, and it shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't be that way. It was never right to have stigmatised and discriminated against people with HIV, but it's just so wrong that that continues today.
HIV is still important today as it has always been, because I feel like it cuts deep within so many people that are living with HIV because of the stigma, because of the still uneducated masses out there that make it feel shameful. And that inherently goes back to the political situation that we were in at the very start of the AIDS crisis.
People who are living with HIV are presumed to have done something wrong in their lives, but being HIV positive, it's just a virus that some people get, and it should be treated as such without all the stigma attached to it.
We can end the stigma around HIV by helping people who have self-stigma from having HIV, and to educate people who don't know about HIV, that stigmatise people who are living with HIV when they don't need to.
We end the stigma around HIV by talking about it and living our lives unashamedly, open, and by increasing the knowledge and education of the general public about the realities of HIV.
Education, education, education. I think it's important to make the public aware that you can live positively with HIV, you can get on with your lives, you can have children, you can get married, you can be doctors, you can do any job, and it's important to get that message across.
So anything you can do, I can do, which I've proven by having a beautiful little baby girl 5 months ago.